Derby.
Yes.
A call for traffic cop Alex Boniface involving 2 reported stolen cars
She looked out the window today, noticed the cars are off the drive.
has spiralled into a manhunt for 2 dangerous wanted men.
They're not just kids that joyride or take vehicles without consent. They're wanted and they're on the run, and they're quite nasty guys.
Who are now suspected of committing a serious assault on 2 young girls. It's down to PC Alex Boniface and the traffic cops to get these men behind bars.
For every shift I came in, I did research on it, building a intel picture, and most shifts I find incidents where members of the public were ringing in to try and help us, saying, look, these 2 have turned up at my doorstep, they've made threats, threatened to kill me or burn the house down. Right. They've been running around arrested whilst we've been off. Now they've been off saying that they're running the estate and causing chaos again.
Since the original call about the missing cars, the fugitives have been connected with the assault on 2 young girls and suspected of another assault on a young boy.
Basically made threats that they're going to kill him and then they've assaulted him. Unbelievable, isn't it? Looking from the log, every time we kind of attended, they've either sighted the marked police units in the area or they've left prior to police arriving. So it was always a case, we were always one step behind in trying to catch him.
Now Alex has a breakthrough. A new lead suggests the wanted men are climbing through gardens to avoid detection by the police.
This house here to the left, that's where they're coming through the garden. We received some information that they've been sighted cutting through gardens to get to that location. Is that what they're doing? They're sliding this up? Some neighbours showed us why they've been cutting through. They're coming straight from the flats over there. It's one of the addresses where we checked. They're coming straight up through this garden. So they're obviously avoiding the main roads. They don't want to be detected on the main roads. Coming straight through people's gardens. Unbelievable. Very sneaky, yeah. It was a nice little trapdoor. If you think someone's in your garden, will you ring us and say, because without it, we haven't got a clue. Ring us, alright? Characters, they're brilliant. I've known her for a long time, so good luck to them. They're using her garden as a cut through. Causing so much grief. But they clearly know it's coming to them because they're making comments on Facebook that they're going to get caught and they're on the run. We received information that they've been on Facebook, they've been making comments that the police can't find them, being quite offensive. They don't realise that we're actually quite savvy with technology, as much as they probably don't think we are. We monitor everything. We can track people's locations, listen to their conversations, we can read their messages, we can monitor their social medias, Snapchats, Instagram, things like that. I don't think they fully realise what we can do. It's always their demise, really.
By examining the wanted men's social media and cross-referencing intelligence, the police now have a strong lead as to the fugitives' whereabouts.
This one's been on there for a while. Yeah.
From the kind of intel picture we were building up, they didn't have anywhere to go, and they've burned so many bridges that no one wanted to take them in.
Do you know any more about this than Alex?
And all of a sudden we've got this information about them sleeping in a tent.
The new lead suggests the men are camping in a field in a nearby village.
It's like camping in a farm.
Are you going to go and try and check it out?
Yeah, please.
Right, we'll get 2 or 3 cars down there while we do it.
It's quite a big area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex is going to lead a search of the location where the men are believed to be camping.
We all agreed that if we're going to do it, we're going to do it properly. There's no point half-heartedly kind of sending a few cops in, trudging across a field, and then them seeing us from, a quarter of a mile away and running. It's fine, plenty of staff.
To locate and secure these dangerous wanted men in such a large area will require a huge team, including dog units, armed response units, local PCs, And, of course, the traffic cops.
That's the area we're looking at. So just near where the bend in the river is. I reckon it might be in this tree line here. We'll go and have a check out, I think, see what we can find. Hopefully catch him in the tents. Who said traffic cops didn't get out of the car?
You got any equipment at the moment or any point the next few hours?
A minute, I'm just doing a land search for 2 wanted lads across a load of fields, so I won't be free for the foreseeable.
The campsite is a 30-minute hike across boggy fields and over thorny hedgerows.
Got it? The landscape was clear, there was no one walking around, and you couldn't see any tents that were openly visible. But then again, the intel was that this tent was in some kind of tree line.
The intel is that they're in a tent, in a house line. However, obviously we've just come across this, which fits the bill for where we are and where we're looking. So we need to check it, just to make sure.
There is no evidence that the suspects have been in the caravan. But to speed up the hunt for the tent, Alex calls in the drone unit.
The drone unit is fantastic. It is the new area of policing. It's got a far better capacity for getting close up into woodlands than a helicopter coming down. Perfect for this environment as well. The drone located it and then obviously directed all the officers in.
If you go north or stop near the dog, you'll see where I'm on foot with a spiral boxer heading towards it.
When we got there, we found their camp, so the intel was accurate. You can see the reason had a fire is it's completely dry, so just loads of sleeping bags, loads of cushions laid out inside, beer cans everywhere, and obviously chips, so they're obviously using the takeaways. It's gutting that we haven't got them, but there's plenty of time, we'll just keep trying. We know where they are now, they don't necessarily know that we found their location. So we've still got that potentially, but it won't be far. It won't be far. We need to find this location anyway.
As Alex returns to the station, he receives some bad news.
They're not returning, so I think that's what they want.
I don't believe it. We've obviously arrived, we've done a search, and whilst we've been there, one of them has returned up the lane where we're parked on, seen all the police cars and done one. And that was frustrating. That was really frustrating. It's a bit of a punch in the stomach.
It's a big setback for the operation, and now Alex has other demands on his time. He has to juggle the manhunt with his shift on patrol.
With the role I'm doing now, it's important to remember that we do have other duties. You can't just get absorbed into one thing. Our core role is policing the roads.
6 miles south of Derby, he's just spotted a Ford Focus driving erratically.
As he's passed me on this brow of the hill at some speed, he's obviously panicked and he adapts his brakes, which has caused the vehicle to become a little bit unstable. So instantly I thought, something's not right with this car. I'm going to have a look at this.
When the driver spots Alex, the chase is on.
No attempt to stop us this time. It's in excess of 70, entering the 30 limit, DRA is low. I've put my foot down a little bit more. Towards Aston on Trent, Doing some serious speed now. In excess of 70, entering the 30 limit. He's been negotiating bends, going over bridges, going through a small village at excess speed. Towards accident on Trent. Stand by, stop time. Regain visual. You've got a car weighing 1 to 2 tons, hurtling like a missile at 100 miles an hour in residential areas. It's going to be horrendous if that car crashes. Straight through red light. Obviously, it's one of the most dangerous things you can do in the police. You can't control it. You don't know what's going through their mind or what risks they're prepared to take. West of the road, stand by, so right. I'm on my own and I've got no one to support me and back up some distance away. Onto panic close, stand by, decamp.
Coming up, Alex tries to restrain the getaway driver.
Yes, your hand behind your back. Now. I'm shoulder search. Get your hand behind your back.
The arrest takes a worrying turn.
He started saying he didn't feel very well, and he started convulsing, being sick everywhere, and he's had a lot of drugs up his backside.
And the wanted suspect's luck is running out.
Yeah, it's going to be the two lads on the canal path. I don't want to put blue lights on around here, though. That's it. If it's up ahead and we see blue light, game over.
In Derbyshire, traffic cop Alex Boniface is working on an ongoing manhunt for 2 dangerous wanted men. But that's on hold right now.
Speed is 80 and 30.
Alex spotted a Ford Focus driving erratically. It failed to stop, and now he's in pursuit.
Onto paddock close, stand by, decamp.
Your hand behind your back. Now. I'm shoulder search. Get your hand behind your back. I've had shoulder. Ow! I've had shoulder surgery. I've had shoulder surgery.
Obviously, with every incident you go to, when someone offers you hostility or tries to make off from you, you have to go in at quite a high level. And it can be adjusted, and that's not to say that we like doing that, and we're aggressive. But if you go in above and beyond what they're offering, and you're going to win, we can then bring it down, because that's what we're trained to do.
Shoulder. I'm sorry.
Arrest.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
For dangerous driving.
Okay.
Failed to stop the police.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Have you got a licence?
Yes, I have, yeah.
Have you got any insurance for the vehicle?
Yes, I've got everything.
Why have you failed to stop?
I don't know. I just
Right.
panicked.
Are you under the influence of anything?
No.
Right, you are going to be drug swiped, okay? So now you're driving. Is there anything on you that shouldn't be?
No.
Where do you live?
Here.
You live here?
Yes.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not going to keep on. I'm not.
On your feet.
Okay, ow. I'll pull my trousers up. Ow. I've got shoulder surgery. No, I'm not picking up anymore.
He was complaining his shoulder was hurting him, which, it's irrelevant really when he's driven like that. His shoulder wasn't hurting him when he was doing 100 miles an hour in a 40, so...
With the situation under control, the suspect is breathalyzed and drug swiped.
He's flown 0 on the breath test, and it's positive for cocaine, so he's been arrested, got evidence of impairment, and he's actually said that was the reason why he failed to stop, because he died knowing that he had drugs in his system. So we'll take him down and we'll get his bloods, and when he comes down off his high, he'll be interviewed. What we'll have to do now is we'll have to start like a handover, because it looks like he's off his face on cocaine. So it might be that he's dealt with in the morning when he's come down, because he can't be interviewed whilst he's like heavily under the influence, otherwise it wouldn't be a fair interview. We need to, obviously his account of what he's done, it's quite a serious offence.
Whilst traffic cop Jason Potts takes the suspect back for processing.
Just take your shoes off on me.
Alex still has 5 hours of his night shift to go. And the wanted men that he has come so close to catching numerous times are playing on his mind.
There was a number of days where there was an intel gap. No one was telling us everything. We didn't have any addresses for the area that they might be in. They went dark. You just have to kind of reset yourself back to old-fashioned policing and go, I've got nothing, and I'm just going to have to go out looking for them, just driving around. And I did.
Well, yeah, what's your name? Name? I know it, mate. You look like someone that's wanted, that's all, but it's alright. No worries.
With just 1 hour of his night shift to go, Alex is about to return to base when something catches his attention.
Through the tree line, I caught sight of a glowing fire. I instantly stopped, just in time to see one figure crouched down by the fire. I've got out and ran.
Please show your hands. Please for the taser.
It was absolutely pitch black, and they managed to force their way through a bush, and I've kind of followed them, but they've gained some ground on me. I've lost sight of them.
I'm feeling annoyed because I was. If I could see where I was going, I could have probably grabbed him, probably pushed on a bit. I wasn't far behind him. I was probably about 4, maybe 5 meters. They've clearly got nowhere to go. Hence the reason why they're now camping in the park.
Back at base, Alex is checking over all the available intelligence on the two fugitives when some news comes in regarding the suspect who failed to stop earlier in the evening.
Paul on custody rang, and he says he started saying he didn't feel very well, and he started convulsing, being sick everywhere, and he's had a lot of drugs up his backside, which he's got rid of. Some he's eaten, and some he's handed over to Paul. So he's in a bad way. Why has he done that?
What is wrong with people?
Panicked, hasn't he? In a big way.
Yeah, but he's not even eaten it all. He's handed some over to Paul, so he's still going to get charged with possession.
But how much is he actually taking? He's obviously overdosing.
What is it that he's taken, do you think?
Cocaine, he's told them that. His eyes are rolling, he was told he couldn't talk,
Yeah,
he'd gone all floppy, because we had to carry him.
yeah. Silly boy. Ridiculous. All that over some cocaine. Pathetic.
It's now 4 weeks since the original call came in about the two missing cars that led traffic cop Alex to task himself with putting the violent, already wanted suspects behind bars. Now, a vital new piece of intelligence has come in.
We've got some intel to suggest that there's driving around and have been sighted in town.
After placing the suspect's details on the police camera hit list, Alex and the traffic cops have finally got a break.
He's come up and said that it's red down in South Derbyshire on the camera about 4 or 5 minutes ago.
After weeks of near misses, this is the best chance of catching these violent wanted men that the traffic cops have had yet.
It's pinging just up here. I don't want to put blue lights on around here though. If it's up ahead and we see blue lights, game over. So I'm trying to overtake cars. Obviously cars are flashing me. They don't realise I'm a police car, which we don't need to use blue lights. I think it's a bit of a misconception that we have to have blue lights everywhere. The problem with the blue lights is they can be spotted from miles away. So the last thing we want to do is put them on. Keep my eyes peeled as best as possible, trying to look at every single car, but every other car is a white car. It's always the same.
After 10 minutes checking every car he passes, there's no sign of the target vehicle or the two men. But a few miles away, there has been a breakthrough. Traffic cop Nick Robinson has cited the car being driven by a woman, but the passengers ran off when they spotted his marked vehicle.
I don't know, I think you might have knocked someone off. We need the dog in first.
They were seen just seconds ago, fleeing these gardens.
Which way?
Right, I was at them High Street then.
Hey, please. Can we have the helicopter, please? We go his description, and he's disappeared in one of these gardens, so the dog's just having a quick look to see if we can find him. Yeah, 24. He's only been sighted a few seconds ago. Have you seen anyone come into your garden? Have you seen anyone come into your garden or go over the fence? Well, there's always two trains of thought when you get this kind of thing. They're either straight off and they just keep running fences and everything because they're full of adrenaline, they don't want to get caught, or they let themselves down and just sit there quietly long enough. It all depends whether they find themselves trapped in a garden and it's not easy to get out. So, he'll be somewhere around here. He's not gone far. He's not gone far.
Meanwhile, traffic cop Nick has given the driver a warning. She'll be arrested if she's caught helping the wanted men. He then lets her go on her way.
What she didn't realise is Nick had passed that information to me and told me to get ready in the unmarked car to follow her.
Which way is she setting off?
We knew that she was going back to pick him up.
She's setting off now.
316, this
Interested
down
to see
here.
where she goes. I'll try and catch her up. That's the car. That's it.
I followed her with a couple of cars for cover, which was interesting. It was a bit tense.
Yeah, it's just pulling in to the news shop. I'm driven past it, so it's
She clearly knew, she's very police aware, she knew that we were following her, or we potentially would follow her, but I don't think she completely knew that we'd use unmarked vehicles, different unmarked vehicles to do it.
yeah, she's back out. Got 3 cars to cover, so I followed for a bit. She's indicating the left, take the roundabout. With a couple of cars to cover, really. Looks like she's taking the left. Very soon. I think she's got to turn right. Yeah, she's taking a left into the petrol station and moving on. So she doesn't suspect she's been following. Comes some distance away. Tries to run out.
Turn around,
I'm just turning around, just to release it. I think she's got into that car park. Hold on, near there. I've got 2 lads walking towards that location. One's in a great top, hood up, handbag on. I think it might be them.
Where are they?
I think she's waiting for them.
We've got to there. They're walking towards the car that's parking up.
Yeah, it's going to be the 2 lads. The 2 lads on the canal path. They're approaching the car.
Coming up, the fugitives try to get away.
Get out of the car now! Otherwise you'll get tasered!
And the 4-week manhunt takes a dramatic twist.
Yeah, here's one.
Oh, what's your phone?
Nice one, sir.
In Derby,
Hold on, near there. I've got 2 lads walking towards that location.
traffic cop Alex Boniface has finally sighted the dangerous fugitives he's been hunting over the past 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be the 2 lads. The 2 lads on the canal path. They're approaching the car.
They are being picked up at a car park.
So there's only one way in, one way out. There's no point getting out and chasing after these lads, especially on a canal path. We're going to lose them. We'll let them get in the car and we'll look at some tactics.
Yeah, from my to shoot the vehicle, we charge the backup unit to PM to Fugitive.
Yeah, I've got lights off. I'm watching the entrance.
In his unmarked car, Alex must stay out of sight or risk ruining the operation and allowing these violent men to escape once again.
Gets out,
That's him.
Obviously, I was using the same car. She might get used to the same vehicle. So he called in armed response. He put an unmarked car.
And there's no gun into the car?
Yes, I'm sure of it. Then he dropped in behind her.
I've got 3 vehicles with it.
Yeah, you stand back, Steve. I dropped in behind them.
No, we've got 3 vehicles into the block. Now we're going to come past you.
I'll take side then. Detained. You stay where you are now. Do you understand? You've both got a red dot on you. Hands on the front seat now. Hands on the front seat now. Do as you're told. Do you understand that? No movements at all. Hands over now. Hands. Get up now. Out. Any else can tango 4-4. 2 else detained. Stand by.
The first man out of the car is not one of the men they're looking for. However, the other passenger is one of the violent criminals who has been on the run.
You're under arrest on suspicion of failing to appear at court, suspicion of burglary. You're also under arrest on suspicion of robbery, okay? You're also under arrest on suspicion of threats to cause damage. I've nicked him for the offences. A little bit warm after that.
Now Alex must establish who the other male passenger in the car is.
The other guy, confirm all details, check him out, he's not wanted or anything like that.
What's it called, mate?
That's for Tango 4-4. Yeah, looks like the unknown male in the back of the car was detained is also wanted for manslaughter. So, he was a bonus point, he was.
He's got his man. Just one more to go.
He's obviously the one that ran from Nick's vehicle earlier. He'll be somewhere in that state over there. So it'll be a matter of time before he's caught or he hands himself in. He won't stand being wanted on his own for very long. He's going to be a bit lonely, isn't he? And a bit cold. He'll hand himself in. Is that for you?
No, I don't know exactly.
My kids, mate, all my kids. None of my living, yeah?
I think we'll arrest her as well.
Oh, God, she needs to be shit.
Yeah, she can come as well.
The woman who drove the suspect car is arrested on suspicion of aiding fugitives. Meanwhile, Alex takes an opportunity to chat with the man he's been chasing for a month.
Yeah, I tell you what, you're a lucky lad, mate. That trigger.
You was waiting for my
I was waiting for you to do something stupid, mate, that you were going to regret. You shut yourself in. You could have walked in with your solicitor. Can't be very nice camping and doing what you've done. Must be I bet it was initially, but it's gone cold recently. It was nice and warm when you started doing it, wasn't it? Everyone that's been wanted for ages that we've always gone after, they always say, I'm glad you hit me, because it's shit. You're always looking over your shoulder every time you're like a siren, you're paranoid. It's not nice. It's not nice.
The whole lot. Every time I picked up the plates, that's how it lasted. So I didn't think that lasted so long. It lasted 4 weeks.
You always get caught. Always get caught. And the thing is, we don't just spend all of our time looking for you. If you once. Exactly. You know the score, mate. You know the score. Make you want to shower anyway. Right, I'm just going to search you. Have you got anything on you?
No, I haven't, mate.
Alright. Oh, he's a friend of yours.
Yeah.
You've not made friends, I'll be honest, mate. You've not made friends over the last
I
few
don't
weeks.
care, man.
I think you're lined up a lot of people.
I'm not bothered by these people, though. I laugh at it. I only laugh at the new boys.
time. Yeah. But the last time that I've been close to my mate.
Wait. Come on, let's not big time it now. We've done it. We've done all the big time in front.
After 4 weeks, one wanted man is arrested and another is still on the run. The fear for the traffic cops is that men like this don't just fall into a life of crime. They enjoy it.
They love it. They like the chase. They like coming through fences, seeing what they get for it, doing their time, and then doing it all again. And they like people being scared, which a lot of people sadly are, and rightly so. You know, people do get scared. It's horrific.
On tonight's show, one of the wanted men was fined nearly £500 and was given a suspended sentence for assault and criminal damage. After handing himself into the police just days later, the other man was sent to prison for 24 weeks for assault, criminal damage, threatening behaviour and taking a vehicle without consent. He also received 3 restraining orders and was banned from driving for 15 months.
Recovered within 20 minutes.
No action was taken against the 2 men for the alleged theft of the Cougar or the Fiesta,
Is it locked up? Yeah.
as there was no forensic evidence linking them to the vehicle or the house.
Members of the public were ringing in to try and help us, saying, look, they've made threats.
No action was taken for the alleged threats of criminal damage made while the men were on the run.
They'd ridden a bike at full speed into 2 young girls, repeatedly punching in the face and kicking them.
The alleged assault on a young boy has been filed undetected after the victim withdrew support for prosecution.
Unbelievable, isn't it? Well, arrest there as well.
Oh, God, she needs to be shit.
Yeah, she can come as well.
No action was taken against a teenager arrested with one of the wanted men, but he is currently under investigation for burglary.
Stand by, please down.
And the drug driver, who sped away from Alex at speed, was convicted of dangerous driving, failing to stop for police, and driving whilst under the influence of drugs. He's awaiting sentence. No action was taken against him for drugs possession.